Hey everybody, it is a Blues Day Tuesday here on Born Again to Live. This is Amy. I am so hyped up because not only did I eat a ton of turkey and mashed potatoes and stuffing and cranberry and all the lovely things at Big Blue's Friendsgiving, but I had like 45 desserts, Eric. So I am ready to go.
I'm so full. It's been like 2 hours since I It was a great Friendsgiving.
Oh, it was. We had so many friends come by. We had a lot of new kids coming. It was a pretty epic night.
6 new kids?
At least, yeah.
I think at least 6 new
At
kids.
least. And kind of like 4 new parents that kind of popped in and we got to meet them. So it was great. But of course, the stars of the show,
Yes.
in our humble opinion, we were visited once again by Abbey and Noah, and we talk about them all the time on the show. I don't know if they know that, but yeah, we're always, much like Shanda, we talk about them a lot. So
for today, we're going to interview one, and then we'll give you the other one tomorrow. So today we're going to start with Noah, just because he sat in the wrong seat to start. So say hello to the listeners.
Hello, everybody. My name is Noah Suazo. Thanks to Eric and Amy for having me on, and I'm excited for this episode.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's so good to have you guys here, and I love every time y'all come to visit us. I got to say, before we even get out the gate, like, y'all family, we love you so much. I hugged Abby tonight and just told her how much I miss her here all the time. So,
yeah.
And that's from the bottom of my heart. Like, I truly just miss you guys. I love just me and Abby catching up over there just about what life's bringing us and our ministry stuff. And we were just having this chit-chat, and there's people, like, trying to interrupt us. And we're like, wait, no, we're talking. Leave us alone, kind of thing. But it was so fun while Noah's out playing with the boys.
Yeah. And I feel like, with real family, like, we don't always get to see them, but like, here it is. We come together every so often, and it just makes the time together sweeter. So I love it that you guys are here tonight.
Yeah, it's always great coming back to visit and seeing the kids not just grow like physically, but also spiritually. It's really cool to see.
Yeah. Did you notice tonight how much the spiritual shift here has been lately?
Mm-hmm.
Like that, we literally worship together here now. It's not like when you started, Abby, it was really difficult to get these kids to listen for most of it. Now they like want to suck up every word that we preach to them. Prayer request time tonight took forever.
Yeah.
You couldn't get these kids to say one prayer before, and now it's like, I want prayer for this person, this person, this person. That's amazing to me.
And I feel like that was one of the best love will hold us together. Like, once we got the circle, that took like the first verse. But once we got the circle, that was one of the best booming, loudest ones we've ever done. So
That's an open doors
so
to
great.
the streets.
Yeah, for sure. So
all right, Noah, so enough chit and chat. Let's get down.
He's ready.
All right, so usually we start with the question, how have you gotten to where you're at with God in your life? Like, tell us your testimony, your story, whatever. Take as long as you need. But how you've gotten to where you're at with God.
Yes, so I got saved at a very young age. I was born pretty much in the church, growing up. I believe I was like around 6 years old when I first gave my life to Jesus. And I do think back to, was I really genuine and sincere back then? And because I don't really remember like everything exactly like how it played out, but I do believe that was the first time that I did receive Jesus. And since then, it's just been following Jesus. I've had moments where I've definitely been stagnant and not really been growing like I should. But I do believe God's had his hand on my life growing up in the church. And I've definitely had moments where church kind of became routine, and I didn't really take a step back to just remember like why we go, why do we worship, why do we even come to church to listen to the pastor. So I feel like it's been a process of just remembering what we do and why we do it. And yeah, it's just been great growing up and knowing Jesus, and I will forever be grateful just being able to have the privilege of having Christian parents. It's something I'll always be grateful for because I was able to learn Jesus at a very young age, and yeah, it's been great walking with him since then.
Awesome.
And how old are you now?
I am 24 years old.
Think of you at like 19. Sorry,
I know.
Such a baby face.
I feel 19. It's crazy. I was just talking to my sister about it today. It's like, yeah, I feel 19, and when I think about it, I'm like, oh wait, I'm 24. That's crazy. Time just flies.
I did not think you were 24. Blew my mind on that one.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think what he was really trying to say was that the going to church thing for you, Noah, it was religion, but what you found was relationship. Because Eric's all about his catchphrase.
Yes, my catchphrase on the show. You don't listen. It's not a religion. It's a relationship.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I feel
We
like,
need that.
yeah, for a while, it's just like, yeah, growing up, like I knew all the right answers, but actually like following him and like having that personal relationship was kind of lacking. And so, yeah, I'm just trying to get better at that day by day. Yeah.
Your sister and I were having that conversation about her current state, where we'll talk to her later about that. But some of the kids that she's working with, that it's head knowledge, not heart knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part of the problem with the church, is that it's all head knowledge. You got to say the right things, do the right things, but they don't really care. Are you okay with God? Have you really talked to him lately and really got down deep and down in those little holes in your heart where he's the only one you can get to? And that's the relationship part for me, I think. Most people miss that heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, Noah. So next thing, how did you get to know Big Blue? Because you're from Falling Waters, right?
Yes. Falling Waters. Yeah. So, as you guys might know, my sister, she worked here, and I would just help out with her and would come with her most of the time when she'd come to Big Blue, and just be a helper and be with the kids, hang out with them, play sports with them. And so, yeah, it was through my sister that I found out about it.
Oh, yeah, no, he was always one of those ones. I like Clay. You were here with Clay sometimes.
Yeah.
Clay always did the same thing. Like, you forgot he was a volunteer.
Yeah.
Like, same with Noah. Like, you always forget he's a volunteer when he's here, because he's just out in the courts or playing and having a good time. But that's needed. That's those kids really absorb that from you. That it's an energy plus a lifestyle. They can be like, hey, you can have fun and still be Christian like this. Like, so I love that about what you do.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite Big Blue memory from your times here?
Yes, actually. I would say it was probably the time when we had the talent show going on. And let's just say we have some talented Big Blue kids here.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was one talent that sticks out over the rest. It was that one time when Max, I think he was singing, was it? Or no, I think he was telling jokes.
Yeah.
Or no, I forget what he was doing, but he had the mic. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay.
We've had Max on the show. So.
I think he was doing like a high kick or something, and then he fell, and then he hurt his wrist. That will forever be my favorite memory here.
It's funny, we laugh about Max, but when we see him on the show, we asked him what his favorite memory was, and it was being pushed up a mountain by Amy.
Yeah. On hike night, like, he was not about it. I was just like, listen, I'm not getting my peanut butter and sandwich until we get to the top.
And that was his favorite memory, was hike night. Like, seriously?
It was probably my least favorite hike I've ever done, because it was a lot of work. But no, like Eric, I feel like we just talked about that particular. Yeah, he like wrapped his foot around his.
Oh yeah, it was that.
It
Yes.
used his foot as a phone or something. But then, like Eric had said, like when he fell, we thought it was part of this, and then he ended up breaking his arm.
And then the funny thing was, he kept going. Like, he didn't stop. Like, the show must go on. Like, he kept performing. It was crazy.
These kids are something else here.
I just wish someone would have recorded that.
Yes.
I would have watched that so many times.
We could all be rich, because America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh,
we don't want that.
Seriously.
Oh man.
That's a good one. Oh God. Things that stick out, right?
Yeah. All right. So, do you have a life verse?
Yes, I do actually. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him. He will make your path straight. I feel like this verse is super important for every Christian. And what it says is simple, but it's not, easy to really believe and to live out, because it's tough. We have our flesh coming against us every day. But simply trusting in God, like, God is trustworthy. We see over and over in the Bible different stories about how God came through and how he can be trusted. He's not someone that's gonna not deliver. He will come through on all of his promises and everything that he says. And so the second part is to lean not on your own understanding. And I feel like so many times us Christians, and I am guilty of this too, just giving so much into feelings and emotions and trying to understand things with my own mind. But ultimately, you know, we got to trust in God, trust that he sees the bigger picture, and that his ways are greater than our ways and his thoughts are greater than our thoughts. So yeah, just simply trusting in God. It's not easy, but we can trust in God because he's proven that over and over again.
Great answer.
I gotta say, I've seen so much growth in Noah since he started here at Big Blue helping out and stuff. We couldn't even get him to go in front of anybody hardly or talk at all.
Yeah.
When he first came here, and now he's out preaching and doing things, and I love to see that confidence that you delivered that verse with. Like, man, you stepped up and you knew what it meant, you know what it means, and I just love seeing that come from you from humble beginnings, because you were a little bit shy when you first got here.
Yeah, I would say over like these past couple of years, it's probably been the most growth that I've had with God, and just me as a person, just becoming more confident and more bold and just not being shy and nervous.
Yeah, love it. All right, so we usually go with advice you might have for a seeking or new Christian. This is the Born Again to Live podcast. We're all about the born again life. We're all about what it is to be a new creation. So if you had to give some advice to somebody who is just in that situation or just getting close to that situation.
Yes, that's a great question.
I
would say, if you're new to the faith, welcome. I would say just continue to pray. There's going to be moments where, you know, you're not going to feel like you want to pray or read the Bible, but the Bible is super important for this Christian life. We have to know what it says, and we have to know what Jesus says, and we have to remember the many promises of God. And if you're saved and you've given your life to Jesus and you've accepted his free gift of salvation, all of his promises apply to you. His many promises that he will never leave you nor forsake you, that he's with you and he's in you. And when you accept Jesus, the Holy Spirit comes into you in that moment, and it will correct you and will keep you, it will nudge you to stay on the right path with God. And so I would just encourage you to know what the Bible says, know what God's promises are, and to believe them. And he says not to fear. And in this world, there's so many issues going on, so much chaos. There's a lot of things that can just provoke so much fear into our lives. And as a Christian, you know, even for me, myself, I can find myself just having moments of fear and just with everything that's going around us. But ultimately, we have Jesus, we have God, who is the creator of the whole universe, the planets, the sun, the moon, the whole earth. He created us. We have him on our side, the most powerful being to ever exist and will ever exist. And to know, like, man, he's on our side and he's with us and he sees us. And so when he says that we shouldn't fear, we just got to believe that with everything we have and just trust in him. And times are going to be challenging. Following Jesus, it's going to be rough. There's going to be trials and tribulations, but ultimately, just keep trusting in God. And you might be someone that's been praying for something for a long time and not really seeing much change and much things happen. But just know that, you know, God is on our side and he sees the bigger picture. And even if God doesn't answer the prayer in the way that you want, he does answer it in his own way and in his own timing. And no matter how hard life gets, we can just remember that if you're saved, we will end up in heaven for all eternity. Eternity is a period of time that nobody can comprehend. It just goes on and on and on. So just keep pushing through, because this life is only but a vapor. It's what it says in the Bible. This life will not last forever. It's only, you know, a couple grains of sand and, you know, the desert. The whole desert is, you know, eternity. So I would just say keep pushing forward, keep trusting in God, look at his many promises, and know that he's with you, he's for you, and he will always be on your side until the very end. So yeah.
Man, well said.
Yeah, we just did a little mini series on promises of God too, didn't we? Yeah, and it was some of those promises are so good.
Yes.
And I think, no, like the timing thing, that for me, that's often the sticky wickets, the patience and the timing, because that is what forces us to trust God, right? We just don't get everything like a genie in a bottle. And it's just that, thank God he knows way more than we know, and his ways are better and higher than how we would solve our own problems. Like on my worst days, I'm like, no, God's got a way better solution to all of my problems than what I can think of. So, but yeah, it's a tough part sometimes.
All right, so usually the show ends here with their guests, but I'm going to ask you a few more because we can. On this show we talk a lot about kingdom here, kingdom now life, living. Jesus said to bring heaven to earth. So that's what we're working on doing. We're trying to make earth his kingdom, which he left us the keys to. And you guys went on a mission trip to try to win souls to the kingdom. So can you tell us a little bit about your mission trip, your half of it, then we'll get your sister's half later?
Yes. There's so much I could say about it, but I feel like I should just start with how we just ended up going to Cambodia in the first place. It was a worship night at the college that I went to, and during this worship night they had some speakers with the a missions organization that were there, and basically they spoke, and I was able to connect with them after, and through them is how I found out about this trip. And it's just crazy because I never expected to even go here, like Cambodia. Like I don't really know anything about it, and so it was cool being able to go. And so we had a really great time. We were there for 2 weeks, the end of June. And just our time there, it was just great, being able to go to the village where the people were and just share the gospel with them. And overall, this trip just really put into a greater perspective of what truly matters in life and what this life is all about. And it's just knowing God and making him known. And to go to a different country to share the gospel with people, it was just great. And it was really interesting too, because these people, they never, a lot of them never heard of Jesus, because the village that we went to, and just Cambodia as a whole, is predominantly Buddhist. So being able to explain to them who Jesus was, who God even is, was pretty cool. And we did see some healings, and we did see some salvations, and it was just great being there and getting to share the gospel with them. And I want to go back one day.
That's awesome.
So while you were there, did you do group things where you got a group of them together, you talked to them, or did you do like handing out stuff and talking to them that way, or how did you do?
Yes, so we had a group there of like, I want to say 15 people. And so we were able to connect with the missionaries that are already there that speak the language. So we would just go to the village and pretty much go door to door to each house and just say like, hey, we're from America. Is it okay if we come in and just speak to you about something? And like 90% of them said like, yeah, come on in. And so we were able to just talk with them and then eventually tell them what we were doing and who we are and what we believe.
Wow.
So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Like, had most of them met Americans before? Like, I would imagine, like, you're kind of like a cartoon character. Like, hey, I'm an American. Can I come on in? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's wild.
Yeah, it was probably the first time they've seen, like, white people, and, for the first time. So it was pretty cool. And it's crazy, too, because a good bit of them actually heard about Jesus through either TikTok or, like, a video on Facebook, which was super surprising. So it was cool being able to tell them more about what they saw on TikTok.
It's awesome.
Go TikTok and Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
About time you pulled your weight in the good department.
Yeah.
I love it.
No, I think it's awesome that you did that, and I'm so grateful for you all being able to do that. We talked to DJ, who he went on a missions trip here not long ago, and I don't get to do that. Amy didn't get to do that, but I feel like we were there with you guys because we were praying for you. We were helping support you guys in any way we could. So I love that you can come on here and just say, hey, man, this is what we did, and it was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Another thing I want to share about it, it was probably my favorite day there. It was Sunday. They actually have a missionary there that has a house where she holds her house church. And so as we were talking to these to the people that live there, we would say, hey, we're going to have a church service in this house you guys should come to. So when Sunday came around, we had church in her house. We did a time of worship, and we had some of the people from our group actually get to speak. And we had a translator translate what they said to them. And yeah, that's how we witnessed to the people there, is through a translator. So that was a new experience for us. It's very much different than just going to like the mall to speak to people. So, but anyways, this Sunday, yes, we had the service in the beginning, and then that afternoon we had a kids service where we had like 30 kids come sit in the front yard, and we actually got to do a little skit of just the story of creation, of Adam and Eve, and of Jesus. And the group that we were there with, we played out this skit, and I played the role of Jesus. And it was pretty cool being able to show these kids the story of creation of Jesus and all of that. And at the end of that, we were like, all right, kids, so after you guys have seen that, right now we're just going to take like 5 minutes just to be quiet and just have a moment of silence. And we're just going to ask God to speak to us. So we're just going to listen to him and see what he does in this moment. So the kids just sat there pretty well behaved for 5 minutes with their eyes closed, just listening. And so then when 5 minutes was up, we were like, all right, kids, did you happen to hear anything? Did you see anything? And so some of the kids, there was a couple of them that said that they either saw things or heard things. But there was like 3 kids that I remember in particular. One kid said that they saw a man in white, but they couldn't recognize his face. Another kid said that they saw a man in white that also had a red sash on him. And then the third kid said that they saw a man in white with a beard. And so like that was just pretty mind-blowing to me because like I said before, this whole village is, Buddhist, and a lot of them don't even know who Jesus is. So it just goes to show that like God really put this in their minds, that they saw this. And so that just was like really cool to see. And so then after that, we told the kids, all right, kids, if you want to learn more about what you saw and more about the skit, or if you have any questions, you guys can choose to either come into the house and ask us the questions, or you can stay outside and play. So we wanted to give them that choice. So 11 kids ended up coming into the house, and we were able to talk with them and answer any questions they had. And we eventually told them like, hey, if you would like to receive Jesus, we can walk you through that. And so those 11 kids ended up receiving Jesus that day. And just hearing them, say the sinner's prayer in their own native language was like one of the most pure, like genuine, wholesome things I've ever heard in my life. And it had like all of us like tearing up. And one of my friends, because this trip, it was like an over 20-hour flight, like put together like 3 flights that totaled 20 hours. So yeah, it was crazy. But my friend said that moment was worth all the flight time. And yeah, it was just a beautiful moment for sure.
That's so cool. It's kind of neat though that like I know Big Blue like helped you guys too. It's like we got to send that little bit of Big Blue got to go with you guys.
Yes, we're super grateful for you guys.
That's so cool that we got to be a part of it in a little tiny way. But man, we're so grateful that you guys went and did that, because we're all called to do it, but we all do it in different ways. So not everyone's cut out for that 20-hour flight, but man, that's what a payout though. Those kids saying the salvation prayer, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So great.
Yeah, because that will stick with them the rest of their life. They will remember that moment.
That's it.
And thank you for doing that. Like, thank you for going there and listening to God's call in your life, Noah.
Yes.
And everything you do. I mean, you talked about going to the mall and preaching. I know that's something you all do. I know that you go out and you actively preach the gospel in spots where most people would. So thank you for that. Thank you for your obedience to him. And thank you for coming back to Big Blue when you can. And we love having you. We love that you said yes to the podcast. We might not have the greatest giant listenership that some of these places have, but it means a pile to us that you said yes to this.
Yes. Thank you guys.
This podcast has kind of become like a little family scrapbook for me and Eric. Like everyone we know and love and have worked with together is recorded on this podcast. It's so special. So
And every Big Blue person has their testimony recorded.
yeah.
I think about I know there's a book you can buy at Walmart that's like your dad's stories, and it's this entire book where you fill it out about it, how he tells you stories and stuff. And I just think about that's a good keepsake. Well, podcast is a keepsake for us forever, and nobody's going to take it away from us. That we have April's testimony, we have Shanda's testimony, we have Chris's testimony, Ben, all these people, and all these former Big Blue kids, and Nikita, and all these people have come through this podcast. Now you are here giving us yours, and it's like this huge, like she said, scrapbook of what we've got going on in this world. And if anybody out there's ever struggling with something or and doubting, I can be like, hey, man, you want to hear Noah's testimony? I got it on episode 221 of the podcast. And they can go back and they're like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, I didn't know that. And it just, I love that. And that's why I thank you for being.
Yes. Thank you guys for having me.
Any last advice for listeners?
Yes. I just want to say, just keep following Jesus. You know, we have hope. This is hope. Jesus is our hope, and we have purpose. We know, just the answer to everything. And the Bible, it's our guide to life. There's just so much in it that we just need to know and remember and hold on to with everything we have. And there's going to be moments where you feel like giving up. I've definitely had them, but just keep pushing through and keep trusting God, because before we know it, we'll be in heaven with him forever. And so I just want to encourage you guys with that.
I love that. What a great way to finish off our Blues Day Tuesday. But don't go too far, listeners, because tomorrow, you know what happens. We're going to have our new Friends Day Wednesday. So little sis Abbey is coming to also talk with us about just her Big Blue moments. But Noah, thank you again for being here and for kicking off this awesome twin spin of the Suazo. So I never say it right. I feel pale. Get that Suazo. I want to say Suazo.
I'm the one with no culture, and I get it right.
Well, all right, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
I'm born again to live.